And I'm not saying for him completely, necessarily, 100% complete, because the ultimate goal is to make the playoffs and all that stuff. But he comes in last night and beats the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And he played good enough. And here's the thing. He's actually in a really good situation with the Washington team because the defense is really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got Chase Young, and that front seven is formidable, no doubt. And they played a big part in what they were able to do yesterday in terms of limiting Pittsburgh. At the same time, Alex Smith gets enough to get his guys in field goal range. They win the game. He did it against, like you said, that Pittsburgh defense, which is elite. And I'm telling you, it couldn't have got, to me, much better than this for him, because going through the surgeries and all that, 17 surgeries, I repeat it every time because that's just insane. If you haven't watched E60, you got to do it. He almost died, for crying out loud.
Viewer discretion is advised,
absolutely,
though.
yes. If you're squeamish, you're going to want to look away at some times. But you see, that's kind of what put it into perspective for a lot of people, though, is when they saw what his leg looked like, it was like almost gone. It looked like they compared it and even did rehab training to a roadside bomb blowing up your leg. He goes through all of that. And I think that part of it, too, not just the physical toll he went through, but mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, dude almost died. It's crazy with that happening and then having the fortitude to get back out there on a field, which I debated this offseason over and over, and even into the NFL season. Would I personally allow him to play if I am the GM of the Washington football team? Would I feel good enough about, and I'm the coach, putting him out there if I'm Ron Rivera? But he did it. He took one step on the field, and that was a huge accomplishment. Just getting back on the field. To me, this is, because I don't expect Washington to get anywhere near a Super Bowl, but this is as good as anything as a Super Bowl right here. Coming out and not just beating the team, but handing the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers their first loss. Playing good enough, by the way, since he's been back. He's played pretty well. I mean, he's looked good, and he's thrown the ball, and you brought it up to me in the break. Kansas City, that was where a lot of people heard. If they didn't know a ton about Alex Smith, they heard a lot of us Kansas City fans complaining about Alex Smith. And there's a fair amount of that went on, no doubt, because there were the weapons there with Patrick Mahomes right now that were there, and there wasn't a lot going on. Part of that was because, obviously, Alex Smith isn't Patrick Mahomes, but at the same time, the offense was not opening the playbook for him at all. They weren't allowing him to use Tyreek Hill. It was weird. So there was a lot of complaint, but he did a ton of good things for Kansas City. And maybe the most important thing he did for Kansas City was mentor Patrick Mahomes for a year. And if you listen to anything Mahomes has said, the knowledge he learned from Alex Smith, who's as good of a team player as anybody else and so knowledgeable at quarterback, if you look at what he did through college and into the NFL when he was with the Niners and all that, crazy stuff. I mean, he's really, really good. And that was invaluable. That information that Mahomes learned, I'm telling you, I believe that fully made him closer to what, helped him get to where he is right now in his career. So Alex Smith, he's come back a player of the decade. There's nobody else that you can look at and say was able to come back from so much adversity, and he capped it off last night. And I am such a fan of Alex Smith and what he does. So great to see. The strength that he showed, that's where it's going to, I think, affect people that don't even care about sports.
Honorary NFL Hall of Famer.
Oh, I mean,
put him in the league. Put him in the hall.
People that aren't sports fans that hear about this story and look into it, that's inspirational for anybody. So I think he's done more than he knows just by coming back and showing people that it is possible.
Absolutely.
Because it shouldn't have been possible.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of hurdles that he never should have got over and managed to do it all. And I mean, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers undefeated team, that's just unbelievable.